And had this pardon been done at the end of the term in the context of compassion, the way many pardons will be done, I am sure, and many commutations will be done, I think would have been a different story. So I will say, I absolutely agree with the president's decision here. I do not agree with the way it was done. I don't agree with the timing, and I don't agree, frankly, with the attack on our judicial system. So I think the president's statement has to be taken at its face value. And clearly, like everybody else in the world, he has the prerogative of changing his mind. And that is indeed what he kind of said he did there. I think that, from a Democratic Party perspective, as we were in the midst of the president-elect rolling out his nominees, and in particular, in the middle of a Kash Patel weekend, kind of throwing this into the middle of it was exceptionally poor timing in it.
Joining me is Sean Spicer, the first White House spokesman of President Donald Trump. Sean Spicer, great to see you again. Look, we've already seen the left demonize Donald Trump, for instance, so badly that it's absolutely no wonder there were 2 assassination attempts on him during the recent campaign. And now the glorifying of this murder of a health executive. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that it's interesting. Well, obviously, this particular case in New York is unfolding as we speak. We'll find out a lot more about the individual. But I'm particularly intrigued that for all the, I mean, I mentioned this last week to you, that for all the concern that we have from the left about guns in this country, they just let off Hunter Biden off on a gun charge without a peep. The lack of concern of President Trump. The hypocrisy on the left is something that I've always taken note of, and I think it's exemplified in what they say and what they don't and when they do. About
Donald Trump, he was at the reopening. Sean, I was just absolutely stunned by the pictures I saw because it was such a contrast to me. I'm interested in your opinion. He was at the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. It got burned, obviously, 5 years ago. On the weekend, and it was astonishing to me the welcome that he got there, and by the way that he also gave to the Ukrainian president. That's interesting, but lots of warmth. There were smiles, handshakes, hands on his back, including from Prince William, smiles even from Joe Biden's wife. This is a very different reception from the first time that he was president. What say you?
It is, and I loved watching this because if you closed your eyes and fell asleep and woke up and saw some of these images, you would think he was president right now. The reception that President Macron rolled out for him is one that a sitting president would get. You forget, not just because of how Donald Trump is being received, but the lack of Joe Biden's being on the stage, that he's still president. And it's something that was noted here in the States. This is an event, by the way, Andrew, that Joe Biden normally would have killed to go for, right? He says he's a Catholic. This is a stage of world leaders. This is sort of like right in Joe Biden's wheelhouse. And instead, it was the first lady who went. You have to wonder why. And I think it's partly because I just wonder if he's still up to the job, frankly. But you're right. The reception that Donald Trump got was very different. And I think it's because the world leaders last time took it as a fluke. We don't know where this guy came from. Now they know that the American people have spoken loud and clear. So if I were a world leader, I'd be doing a lot of sucking up. And I get why they're doing it. I think they're very, very concerned about how he's going to treat them going forward.